Hello, welcome to my Son Different. You will never, ever guess the turn of events when I turned on the news yesterday. I am talking about this freak incident. Like, what? I can't believe it still. I couldn't believe it when I read it. I couldn't believe when I saw it. I saw a video that was taken by witnesses on the subway during the subway incident in New York. Now, yes, the victims were identified. Yes. Not the victims, I'm sorry, the fighters. The fighters were identified. The perpetrators, the suspects were identified, except for one. And that one is, we'll get into that in a minute. But, yeah, this is really, I can't believe that I'm telling you guys this stuff. I can't believe it at all. Doing true crime, I just like turned the TV on and I didn't even, I didn't understand. I seriously, literally could not comprehend the subject, the material being covered, the content as a concept was not, my brain was not wrapping around it at all. Like the elevator couldn't go up any higher because it just could never, not in a million years. 36-year-old Dewan Robinson and Eunice Awad, 32, rode the train on a New York City subway. Now, I covered this yesterday. If you guys watch, if you guys are following along, I covered this yesterday. But I'm just going to give you the whole background again and do it all over again because I feel like we really need to discuss this. They had a fallout and sorted it out with a burst of outrage that turned into another media and political expose. So this yesterday might have not had taken that many, it might not have taken that many memos, but today I turn the internet on and it's just all over the page, the front pages. Okay, so as they rode, other passengers took out their phones to prove their conflict resolution was an actual showdown. And boy, they weren't just right, they were right on time, because when words couldn't smooth the disagreement over, they bucked and bumped heads, physically turning a car into a battlefield, pun intended. The first national who? Security what? The local PD seemed quick to respond, but not faster than a speeding bullet. Or a female bystander who tried prying them apart with her fugitive shank. A literal shank was what he got right in his, but hold on. As Robinson seemed to have subdued his rival, all-out war started. He was dripping blood everywhere, hesitantly releasing Obad almost immediately, which the other took full advantage of wasting zero precious time to take a knife out. Pleas from Robinson held no avail to what seemed the most chilling part of it all. Now, this is gonna get, I covered this yesterday, like I said, but this is really gonna get. The passengers cowered. The girl out in the open So she wasn't covering. She had done her deed. She had done the bad, and she wasn't covered. Nobody was protecting her. She was at this point, you know, inciting violence. Um, Nonetheless, backed into the doorframe of the tiniest cart, obliviously carrying the two street fighters, Robinson coyishly brandished his gun, concealed. Not anymore. The knifer took the weapon, overpowering the gun toter, and as the female screeched in muted suspense, one single shot was fired into the eye socket of Robinson. Police interviewed Awad, the uninjured man, and found no grounds to arrest him that would ever stick in court. Many taking to media to in a what may be unfortunate coincidental fate for Kathy Ocho, asking to change things for deterring crime through legislation. The woman, the instigator, is now at large and is wanted for questioning. She may hold keys to get this case solved, resolution, and peace of mind for the passengers and riders who are shaken from the violence. The violation of peace in any community needs spotlight attention and discussion. Most importantly, justice. I think that's a very important part of our lives. And because we are here in America, I think it's important, it's an important piece of our identity. And it's also an important piece of how we work, together. And so, like, if you leave any part of what we are, what we bring to the table, and our strengths, like if you just dismiss us so recklessly and easily, you're gonna find that we're not gonna be cooperative. We're not gonna be happy. You know how they say a happy wife, happy life? Like, your wife is not gonna be smiling anymore, and she's not gonna want to do the dishes. You know what I mean? So that's what I think. Like I say, there's a lot of politicians that are crooked, and I'll waste no time in pointing out the flaws of anybody that's involved in divesting our community, because I think, you know, all all levels of society hold a responsibility um, to each other, to our future, our youth, the vulnerable, and each person is important, independent, and we must all work together. Um, Robinson was in the ICU. The police description of the victim is as follows: two puncture holes to the torso, deep enough to cause loss of blood. The eye was removed from the orbital bone, a shattering injury to the temple, the cause, and the tissue underneath somehow revealed due to the fractured injuries. So like I said, he did get an injury to the eye by way of a gunshot. It was close range, and it was damaging enough to destroy his eyeball. It took some flesh off and broke the bones straight through. So I am certain I even found it silly to read after stating he had passed. Robinson had lived. He survived by miracle. This wake-up call I found much needed. I think sometimes outside pressures with and without jailhouse shanks can cause the instigation of many acts, including callous violent crime, which is what we have here and are dealing with right now. They all three disrupted the peace, lives that are fine without drama, and private transportation that relies on local PD beefing up their station whenever it's seething beef on the streets. So like I said, it takes everybody, every single level, aspect of society. We all need to be civilized and No matter where we are at, who done did it, if you see something, say something. I always say this, and I think that it's an important phrase. I think we all need to remember we count on each other, and we shouldn't be intimidated by anything. We shouldn't have to fear, and you know, and of course, there's also accountability. So I think that phrase holds a deep rooted meaning, and every household should be able to say it. You should say it. You should be able to speak um, the truths about what we are, um, because we get called every name in the book at this point. That's just how hip hop culture brought upon us. Influenced, inspired so much drama. I think hate, and there's self-hate, in which case we need to remember it's not what they say that we are and we are not. It's what we are capable of fully, and hold a responsibility within our own self. And that said, more has yet to be done. Thank you guys for coming back to the channel and watching this video where I'm breaking it all down, because I really enjoy my time with you guys, and I hope I see you guys again soon on my Sonde Frump. Goodbye.